Hello, my name is Leah. Thank you for joining. Today we're doing a core balance yoga flow, a short little yoga workout style flow where we target our abs, our core, our obliques, all sorts of those muscles. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have lots of different kinds of videos and I put them out every other day. To get started, let's come to a mountain pose. So we're standing. Draw up on your knees, engage your core here, tuck your hips under, arms drop down by your side, press into the mat with your feet, keep a slight bend in your knees, and drop your shoulders down. Start to arrive on our mat here in this mountain pose. Maybe you do a full body scan starting from your head down to your neck, your shoulders, your heart, your core, your hips, glutes, thigh, knees, shin, calf, ankle, all the way to your toe. See if you can engage every single muscle in your body in this simple standing pose of Tadasana. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, actively pushing the air out with your core. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Press your palms together. Interlace your fingers and release your index fingers up like an arrow. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tip over to the left side, squeezing your legs. Point as far to the left as you can, really using your upper body and your core here. Keep your arms super straight. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let everything out. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, tip to the right. Hold for one more second. Inhale, come back to center. Drop your arms down by your sides. Tuck your chin under and roll all the way down. Forward fold. Keep a bend in your knees. Maybe you reach either elbow and gently rock side to side. Tip forward on your feet, less weight in your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat, spread your fingertips wide, and step back into a high plank. And let's try and hold here. Stack your wrists under your shoulders. Your hips are in line with your shoulders as well. The more that you press actively into your palms and fingertips, the more your body and your mind won't focus on maybe the heat that you're feeling in your abs. Draw up on your kneecaps. If you need a break, drop down to your knees. Or if you want to challenge yourself, keep your hips lifted and your knees lifted. One more inhale here. And then exhale, step your right palm more to the center of your mat and rotate on the outside of your right foot and come to a side plank. Your left hand can be on your hips, it can be up in the air, wherever's comfortable. Hold here for 2 more breaths. Exhale, place your left palm down on the ground and replace your right hand over to the right side. Now your left palm comes in the center of the mat and we roll over onto the left side foot for a side plank on the other side. Two more breaths. Exhale, plant your right hand down on the ground. Separate your hands. Hips lead up and back into downward facing dog. You might have to step your feet in a little closer towards your hands. Use this active relaxation. Deep inhale. And exhale. Drop your knees down to the ground. Sit your hips back for child's pose. A little break here. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Drop your forearms to be parallel to one another like 11s on the mat. Your palms are pressing into the mat, fingers are spread wide. Working into dolphin pose, tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back like downward dog, legs. And once you're feeling comfortable here, take a step or two in towards your elbows. See if you can stack your hips over top of your shoulders. And then step out. Hold for one more breath. Drop your knees. Plant your palms and hips lead up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Hold here. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Untuck your toes. And press up into baby cobra. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower your head. Inhale, press up to tabletop. Cross your legs behind you and roll onto your back side body. Bring your hips in towards the middle of the mat. Keep your knees bent. And roll slightly back onto the flesh of your glutes, so you're not sitting on your hip bones. We're gonna balance in boat pose. So on your inhale, lift your feet off of the mat, keeping your knees bent. Your arms can trace down in line with your shins and your calves. See if you can hold this negative pressure pose here. If you want more of a challenge, you can play with extending one or two legs out straight. It might be a bit shaky. One more breath. Exhale, drop your feet to the ground and roll all the way onto your back, keeping your knees bent. We're going to do some dynamic movement here, some roll ups. So you can extend your legs out long. Inhale, your arms reach all the way up overhead, behind your head. And then on your exhale, you're going to bring your arms forward like a rainbow overhead. Tuck your chin and roll forward, folding over your legs. Keep a bend in your knees here. And then exhale, arms flow with you, sweeping up overhead. Inhale, exhale, tuck your chin, roll up. 2 more times. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, rainbow them over, roll up, bend over your legs. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, roll up. your legs. Bring your hips in even more to the middle or top of your mat. Keep your knees bent and roll your spine down, flat back on the ground. Working our way into plow pose, the opposite bend. Bring your knees up into your chest. And we're going to use a little bit of energy to try and lift our hips up using your abs. And scoot, you can use your hands to press your seat up overhead. Try and find that balance in your shoulders and your upper back here. Keep your chin tucked, try not to look side to side. And once you feel your legs starting to move more and more overhead, if you'd like, you don't have to if you feel any pinching or discomfort, you can see if they can find the ground behind your head with your toes. Your arms can straighten out on the ground on the mat, and you can interlace your hands behind you. So your pinkies are pressing into the mat with your fingers interlaced. Your toes are on the ground above your head, and you're trying to keep your legs relatively straight. You can keep a slight bend. When you're ready to come out, just retrace your steps, undo the cross or the interlace of your hands, lift one leg at a time, come back into the shoulder stand. Maybe your hands are underneath your hips for a little support. Bend your knees and then slowly roll all the way down so your feet can land on the ground. Windshield your knees out from side to side. And then we're going to do some Russian twists with a lot of holding. I find that when I'm doing abdominal workout, the less speed and the more control and slow movement, the more heat you'll feel in your core. So inhale, lift your chest up, and let's come back into that even pose for boat where we were on the flesh above our glutes. So we're rounding our spine a bit here. Our feet are planted on the ground. I want to bring your hands to prayer, and we're going to tap over on the right side of the mat, keeping your hands together. And then exhale, tap over onto the left side of the mat. See if you can lower your back an inch more. Tap on the right, hold, inhale, straight arms, tap on the left, an inch lower. Straight arms, tap on the right, back to straight, an inch lower, tap on the left. You're probably feeling a lot of heat. Inhale, straight arms, an inch lower, tap on the right, back to straight. Hold here. Inhale, come all the way up, bring your knees into your chest. Exhale, lower all the way down on the mat. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bring them back down by your side. On your next inhale, lift your legs up overhead. Keep them relatively straight. You can have a slight bend. And walk your hands underneath your seat. Your palms are flat on the ground underneath your body, underneath your hips. And we're going to play with lowering our legs as much as we can, keeping them straight. Really engaging your core here. You can lift your head and take a gaze down at your toes. Hold here. Exhale, lower everything. We'll try that one more time. Inhale, legs lift all the way up overhead. Take your gaze up. Lift your head and lower your legs as much as you can without touching the ground. Hold. Exhale, release. Walk your hands out from underneath your seat. And let's rest in Shavasana. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale everything out from your mouth. Come back to normal breath. Once your breathing is steady and your heart rate has come down, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to heart center, palms to touch. Give yourself thanks and appreciation for the loving kindness that you show to your body and your mind by taking time out of your day to move and stretch and work on yourself. Namaste. Thank you. I'll see you next time.
I just wanted to say a special thank you to our friends at Wade Studio for letting us use their beautiful space here. If you're in the Toronto area, you should definitely check them out at wadestudio.ca.